Hey, welcome. Today we're going to be installing a Airlift 3P Slam Series. My MK8 GTI. Now, I'd already put coilovers on it about a year ago. Time to do the bag life thing. I just threw them on just to get the stance that I wanted until I could afford to get the kit that I wanted to get. Yes, there are cheaper kits out there. But like some things, you just don't skimp on them. So I'm probably going to do this in probably a 4-part series. This one's going to be showing you kind of what I consider the right way to run the harness and the airlines. Now, granted, that's just my opinion, and that's fine. I'd like to say that there's no right or wrong way to do it, but there's definitely wrong ways. So I've already done the majority of this part of it. Not a lot to show really, as far as it's pretty self-explanatory. Real quick to start out, I pulled the back seat out. That's real easy. That just snaps in. The trim along the side, it also snaps in. The one piece that I did not take out to show you is this piece right here. Didn't really see any need in pulling that back out, as it's kind of obvious where they're going. So first you want to get your trunk set up going. That's mine. I'm sure I'm sure that not everybody's going to be a fan of the fox fur, but it is what it is. I've seen about 1 million guys put hardwood floor in. I just feel like it's overplayed. Not that it doesn't look nice, it definitely does. That's just not the way I wanted to go. I want mine to be different. I like different. So obviously you're going to run your harness and your airlines. I ran mine through the inside of the car. Running them through the underneath is fine if that's what you want to do. That's absolutely not what I would do. It's too easy to run them through the inside. So literally they come out from under the seat right here, and they run along this existing wiring harness. I've tucked them in there. I've zip tied everything nice and neat all the way up, and it continues on along the driver's seat. It tucks underneath this piece, and then I ran up and over. Now they say that there's a factory nipple in here where the actual wiring harness goes through, and there is, but it is way up in here back there, which I could get to it from the inside, but I could not get to it from the engine side. So me being a problem solver, I ran everything up over all the pedal assembly lines. That's shitty video, sorry. Over the steering column. And then I put 2 holes in the firewall. Or I'm sorry, I put 3 holes in the firewall. I then installed rubber grommets just to seal everything up. And for extra measure, I put silicone over them. So I've got the harness running through there, and then I've got both airlines running through there. The harness doesn't consist of a lot. I had to take out the air cleaner, the battery tray. Everything comes out way down there, away from any heat and everything. And it tucks up and runs along. Now I've ran my wiring harness right along here. Everything's already hooked up. Nothing's plugged into the manifold yet, so that's fine. Then I ran the remote wire over, again, drilled a hole, installed a rubber grommet. Found me a fuse that is a ignition fuse, meaning it is not always on. It does not always have power. And then I haven't ran the airlines yet because I'm not sure where I'm going to bring those out. But we've got the driver side airline, passenger side airline. They are both marked in the back and already plugged up. Make sure you get those right. Make sure you know which one you went where. So obviously those are already running up here. Those are plugged in, front left, front right, rear left, rear right, tank, and exhaust. And as you can see, I've already run my exhaust. Another rubber grommet right through the bottom. and she tucks out right up under here. So when we're dumping the air, one, we're not dumping all that noise into the car, but two, let's face it, when you're bagged, you want everybody to know it. So that's really all there is to running that. Obviously, I've taken my carpet out. I'm gonna have to pull this back up, that back up, and that. Put my carpet down and then remount everything. I am gonna have to notch a little hole for this so that we've got contact. But then, you know, this in plugs into your manifold. Those in power your compressor. I've already got a hole pre-drilled for the compressor line and for the power lines for the compressor to go through, excuse me, the tank line. So the tank will actually go straight down through. Other than that, it's a pretty basic setup. They did not supply me with that 90-degree plug. They've supplied a straight plug for that. I did not like that. I'm not sure why they wouldn't do that, why they wouldn't just add that in there. I went to a local hydraulic line store and picked that up. That way I just make sure everything is proper and up to spec. So I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to watch this and going to be like, well, that fur's stupid as shit. Your pump gets hot. Yeah, well, pump does get a little warm. We installed an acrylic plate underneath the pump to keep everything off from it. Lets it breathe, lets it do its thing. Again, it's probably not for everybody. It may not be for any of you, but I like it. I like being different. And I think it's going to be a nice setup when I'm done with the install. So we'll wrap it up on this first video. Like I said, I'm going to break it into pieces because I want everybody to be able to understand exactly what's going on. There's a lot of videos out there. Trust me, I watched every single goddamn one of them. Some guys cover some things and don't cover others. Other guys cover some things and don't cover this and that. A lot of the guys seem to forget. They get so excited, they show you their trunk setup and show you running their harnesses. And then they don't actually show you any of the stuff that you may need to know if you're doing this yourself or if it's your first time. I'll be honest with you, I've never installed a bag system before. I'm a super handy guy. Let's be honest, this is just a few nuts and bolts. This should not be a multiple day project unless you are breaking it up into multiple days. Once you get your layout set up, it really shouldn't take you, I'm guesstimating, maybe 6 hours from start to finish by myself. If I had a couple of buddies out here, which I don't because it's a freaking Friday and I've got the day off, it's beautiful outside, I decided to do it. I'm sure we could knock it out in probably 4 or less, but yeah, we'll add this one. The next one will be the front bag install, which there really isn't a lot to them. We'll go over that. Third video is going to be the rear bag install. Again, not a lot going on to that. And then the fourth video is going to be set up and just, you know, some air and out shots, you know, maybe some slick looking stuff, you know, from around the city. I can find a good spot to do it. So, but yeah, it's pretty straightforward. I bought my kit from BMP Tuning. It's where I buy all of my stuff at. I love Autry there and all of his guys. They're great. They're there when you need them. If you got questions, you can always call. One of their techs are more than happy to help you out. They're super into all the Euro stuff, especially the Volkswagens and the Audis. So give them a shout if you need anything. You can find them online. You can find them on Facebook. Yeah, other than that, we're going to get into this next phase. And if you like the video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If you think it's a waste of your time, feel happy to give me a thumbs down and leave a comment as to why. So you guys have a great day.